All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about how I was able to make $2,000 here in about 2 hours of trading. After a red day yesterday, this was a good recovery and bounce back, and we're very grateful for this beautiful, beautiful day, right? So before we jump into it and address the questions that we usually get asked, let's remember our disclaimer. Guys, remember that trading is hard. Remember that trading is difficult. It's not easy. It never was. It never will be. Remember that if you're someone who's here actively trying to progress, that as you're going through the learning curve, it's imperative that you do what's necessary to reduce your risk. How can you do so? Well, you can utilize small share size. You can utilize paper trading simulators. That's where you can trade the live market with artificial currency, build experience, and become competent. There's no real reason to be putting a huge amount of risk out there if you're not consistently making good gains in the market, guys. Think about it. It's just common sense, and I have to say it's common sense. But sometimes we don't look at it because things are sometimes skewed. But I have to be firm. I have to say it. I gotta put it out there. It's not for anybody to feel bad or to be discouraged, but it's the way that things need to be. All right. Remember, other than that, live streams and recaps are never an invitation to copy trade. And lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. I will never message you first. I will never reach out to you randomly and start conversing. Be careful. There's a lot of fake accounts, there's a lot of scammers, there's a lot of spam. All right, I do not invest for my subscribers. I will never ask for money in any way, shape, or form. All these services that I offer are legit services that are in my bio. I will never send you a random weird link or none of that. In fact, the only services that I have are the Momo Pro scanner, right? Just quickly here. The Momo Pro scanner, Merciless Markets, and the day trading chat room right here. This is the chat room, right? Just a quick heads up in case someone is new watching on. This way you can never get scammed. There's the Discord chat room that I own, right? We have 6,000 members in here, and we have the classes. All right. If it's not one of these three services here, I do not offer it. Don't matter what people might say. Be careful with these scammers, man. Other than that, let's jump into the recap. Hit that thumbs up and let's go. So, Relentless. How did you find the stocks? Well, I just mentioned my scanner, Momo Pro. All right, Momo Pro is the scanning software that I use to find all the stocks that I traded to compile my watch list. And stocks like ROMA, LASE, some of them sold off, so they're not going to be as high on the list by now. It's 4 p.m. But anyhow, this is the scanner that I use. Um, so I found the stocks there, and at that point now it came down to pattern, right? So let's pull up ROMA. Came down to pattern. All right, Relentless. What? And look at this move up. Wow, this was beautiful. I should have been here for that nice move up. Hard move down, but yeah. Anyhows, RT. What were you looking for, guys? The very first pattern that we're gonna see here that we trade every day in the classes is going to be the baby pullback. And so it's going to align with also a VWAP dip. So the stock starts off by ripping up. We go from 417 to a high of 475, and then we pull back to a low of 443. Now at this time, I'm not watching at the stock, but I would be looking at these types of entries. We pull back to 43, which is also our VWAP level, and from 43, this is where we get our first real pattern. And I'm not counting the opening surge because the volume here was lighter. If you weren't watching at this thing for a swing, you probably weren't looking for a break of like 420, right? Not a swing, but if it wasn't on your continuation watch list. So this is the first pattern that I would look for. It does a repeat because it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, and then it comes up again, right? And after that, after those two entries, we start to get the flag. Just picture your country's flag, right? On a flagpole. We start to get the first bull flag. And the bull flag is like a famous pattern. I don't know who came up with the term bull flag and how long it was out there, but bull flag is what I mean. It makes sense, right? Bull, bear, strength, weakness, right? Up, down. So we got the bull flag here. We're going up and we're going sideways. The flag is essentially sideways consolidation. And at times we want to get tighter into the wedge here. So the consolidation is pretty wide initially and then it gets tight. And then for me, there's usually a few entries, right? There's usually two entries rather. Either I'm already in down here low watching the pullback or I'm in high. And I say this on the live stream every day. High or low, high or low, high or low. There's always a range, high or low, right? And right here for the 1 minute candle to make the new high, I was in, selling, selling, selling. And maybe a little in and out, right? Because I might have been in, out, back in again, out again. And then we essentially started to get a repeat, another one. But instead of ripping up again with a big green candle, this one came down with a big red candle. And so relentless. How do you manage risk? Well, if I'm buying here at the lows and we start to pull back a little too much below the lowest levels, I want to be out of this thing. And sometimes, I'm a little too timid, I'm a little too frail, and I'm selling when I don't even need to sell. And it's not good. It for it's a as a result, I'm taking too many trades sometimes at the lows or even at the highs. Sometimes I got to be a little bit more patient, especially the highs. Okay, breakout or bailout is a little different, but at the lows where I'm buying known support, I can give the stock time, and if it happens to come down below, then I can cut the trade. Because if you look at this higher lows, we never had a reason if I'm in here low to sell. You just need to wait, and then boom, you get a nice big move. So on the other hand, right here, if I'm in down here and we start to drop, unless this goes from here to here instantly, which does happen, but not very often, I can be out maybe right here, right at the VWAP, maybe right below the VWAP. And okay, am I going to lose a good 15 cents, 10 cents right here? Yeah, but you know what? It's not bad. If I'm trading the other area as well, we would have already made like 40, 50 cents. If you give back 15 cents off this move, and even here, if I'm in, again, right, if I'm in, out, or, and we didn't get the 1 minute candle to make the new high, so there was never a new high of day push. If this was good, we could have had a candle make the new high and another big green candle here, in which case I could have been buying right here, selling right here into the move, right? But we didn't get that. So if I'm buying the pullback and selling higher, then that's pretty good. So I'll buy high, sell higher, buy low, sell high. I'll if I have shares available, as you guys know, we can also go short. If I ever notice weakness, if I realize, hey, this thing doesn't seem like it's gonna go, I'll be in, selling, and covering. So this is where you buy the stock and you hope for it to go down to make money, right? Short selling, just in case there's anybody new watching on it or newer. We also do that here too, but there's usually no shares available to do that. So we do have another platform that we're working with that we're going to be using more regularly. We're going to, we already have it set up. We're going to integrate it more and more so into our trading, right? But anyhows, this was a nice red to green here. Sometimes I don't always trade the very lows of the pullback, which would be in this case down here at 457. What I do some other times is to wait for the breakout back over the level. So the bull flag, us going up, the bear flag, us going down, and sometimes it's a little triangular, right? So can you guys recognize the bear flag right here? And it doesn't even matter if it looks like this, because remember, it's consolidate. This is just the stock coming down and consolidating. Sideways action. There's going to be a range of a high and a low. So we come down. So we had our move up. It fails, but then it comes down, and we have our consolidation. There's a high, there's a low, and we're consolidating. Are we going to go down, or are we going to go up? And so that's what I'm watching for right here. So the moment this thing starts to move over this level, I'm getting involved right here, right onto this green candle. We go up, and then something that I like to see is, hey, this is resistance, resistance, resistance. Let's use a different color. Blue. Let's say this is resistance, 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 resistance. Can this then now become, when we come back down, support, 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 support? That's exactly what we had. And the stock went up and up and up. And this is where I made my money, right? Because unfortunately, despite these two beautiful moves, I gave back some. I bought the low of one of these two candles flawlessly. I put out a limit order, did not get filled. And it threw me off. I tried to buy the high, it didn't go. I tried to buy the high twice, and we double topped it. I bought like 13, thinking we'd get 25, 30. I'm in, it comes down very quickly within these two candles. I got caught. So when I tried to buy low, it didn't work. And then, it's a little tricky at times, right? But over here, we did not fumble. We did what we needed to do. We got green. I think we traded this area here really well. In fact, maybe I can show you guys this. But yeah, we traded this area. Okay, we're going to leave the archive for students. I traded this area well. And this, let me show you guys something, right? What we just looked at here is no different here. This is just shorter time frame. Okay, this is what, 3 minutes? The other one was like 10 minutes or more. But it's the same thing. We come down, and then there's sideways, down and sideways. There's a high, there's a low. Are we gonna go down, or are we gonna go up? So I'm watching like a hawk. If we get right here, I'm watching this thing like a hawk to be in, and I'm in, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, halted up, dip. So this is the bear flag, right? Red to green. It's a red to green, but we can consider it a bear flag, red to green. And then the halt resumption. Can we open up higher? We did. Okay. Can we dip and then rip? We got the dip and then the rip. I'm not gonna show any archive because I show archive a lot, which is like the live recording of me trading with the level 2. But for anybody who's watching me seriously, you don't need to see the archive. You should be able to already envision how the trade should go. I left out like, okay, we had this push. I think I left out here once we started breaking down right here 11:30. I'm like, okay, that's it. This was a sweet move though. So we started to get a much more, like lighter volume move down. Okay, curls back up nicely. I don't see myself watching it in this area here, but over VWAP, because especially, and here's why, because we have a rejection. This is resistance, and this creates a very obvious level to short against. So when we come down here again, bear flagging, there's consolidation. Are we gonna go down? Are we gonna go up? The moment this probably got over like 5:30, if I'm here, I think I'd be watching right here. If not, worst case scenario, let's zoom in, I'd be watching it over the resistance at the VWAP, which at this time was 550. So right in this area here, I would have been buying more than likely if I was at my computer. If I didn't buy here for this baby pullback, I had been buying here, and would I have been able to be in, out, selling, in, out, selling, selling, selling? I don't know, but I would like to think so, because this is what I usually would look for, right? But this is where we got to be careful, because sometimes for me, I think, okay, nice move up, quick, hold on, nice move up, quick move down, we hold, and then we curl back up again. This is where I would have to be careful, right in these areas like this. If not, I keep buying, 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 and then I can lose. But if I can recognize quickly, because it's okay to have 1 or 2 losing trades. If you just made good, let's say you made $500 going up right here, right? Nice move up. Okay, even if you get caught and then you get caught, maybe you gave back 150, or let's say you gave back 200, right? Minus 200. Guess what? You're still green. $300, and that's all that matters, right? So we got to stay disciplined. For me, I think I can cut out like 20% of the trades I take. I'm starting to realize a lot of trades that I take are not necessary at all. Like I have to wait for the specific circumstance, as to the specific circumstance in relation to where I make money. Avoid the other areas, be disciplined, wait, and on entries that I know the risk reward is in my favor, where I can position myself well, which I think I caught this one and I missed this one here, and I was buying at 75 or so. I was buying at the bottom of this green candle and I had no reason to sell. I think I bought 78. I had no reason to sell. My risk was well defined. Hey, if I'm in here, I can stop out down here and keep it tight. It's like I'm risking 13 cents, 14 cents, 1,000 shares. I'm risking $140. And in event the stock gets back up to even just six, I can make like 250. If the stock does get back up to, you know, higher levels above six, let's say six, what was it, 640? What did we get? Six, and we got 646 as well. So we had a bit of a double top here. But in the event this stock gets past like 610, it becomes like a 3-to-1, 4-to-1, and I'm risking 140 to potentially make like 500-600. And I sold this stock for no reason at all. I had zero reason to sell. And it's so funny because I'm on the live stream, like, you know what? For me, just being such a foolish person in this moment, in this lapse of judgment, and it's not good to call ourselves names, but for me being such a foolish person, watch this stock give the exact beautiful move that I suspect it should give. And what does the stock do? Slap me in the face and gives the exact move, and it's rightfully so. And when this happens, I cannot get frustrated because I knew what I was supposed to do, but I didn't have the discipline in the execution to stick it through. What am I so afraid of losing $140? I'm up $2,000 on the day. Can't make this stuff up, man. It really. I'm 5 years in doing this, right? And people might be wondering, this guy is up $2,000. Why is he complaining? Like it's not even about the money, man. In the sense of me being up $2,000, it's about It's always been about the process for me. The setup says the strategy says in this particular area, position yourself in such a manner so that your risk is limited, your reward is high, and give yourself a good probability. That was what was presented, and I just sold the stock for no reason. Unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Let me buy and it fail and I lose. Let me buy, anything. It's almost like better if I would have been in, and even if it had went down, than me not, because at the end of the day, following the strategy is what's gonna make me do well. So if I can't follow the strategy to a T, I have a problem, and there's no way I'm gonna allow a weaker version of myself to take control in that moment. Watch tomorrow if I get another chance at this type of entry. There's no way I'm gonna allow this nonsense of being frail to take over and me selling like the no indicate. If there's an indicator to sell, it's different. But come on, man. So I urge all of you guys out there to tighten up, like go over the film, and any mistake that you're making that's on your side. Okay, the market will do the market think type things, and stuff will happen, and that's okay. But on our side, there's no room for error here, man. If we want to be the greatest version of ourselves, we must prevail. We must, whatever demon you're facing, whatever battle you're facing, whatever situation or circumstance it is, you have to find a way to be better. If not, we're gonna fall off. We're gonna be left in the dust here, you know. So it's you versus you, and you have to get your best lap time. And there's no reason why we should be doing silly things here, in a very serious space. This is serious business. We need to be serious individuals, and we need to do whatever is necessary to ensure success. So let's stay disciplined. Let's stay motivated. Even if you're red today, even if you're red on the week, the year, last year, let's keep our heads high. Let's understand that our dreams are at stake here, and that if we can prevail, what's ahead of us, it will be very fruitful and prosperous. So, enough talking to people's ears off. Guys, check out the Discord, by the way. This episode is sponsored by the Discord. This is my day trading chat room where we got big heavy hitters like Jackson and Crispy Trades. Crispy Trades up 2 grand on the day. Jackson up 1,300. Covert 4 grand. I gotta ask him what he traded today. That was a pretty big day, man. 4 grand in a day is no joke. If we can make that every day here, we'd be sitting very well. We had some people end red too. It was a bit of a tricky day, but man, I still have a headache somehow. I don't know what's going on here. I think I didn't. I woke up at like 2:30 a.m. and could not sleep till 6. So I think maybe the lack of sleep there got me, but uh I'm going to the gym with this headache. I'm not missing the gym, man. I don't care. Something is gonna have to give, and it's not these gains. So do what's hard, even when times are hard, so that you can have the results you want. Let's remember, and shout out to my guy Richard, man. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Let's keep chasing our greatness, man. Let's keep chasing our greatness. It's been RT. It's been your favorite YouTuber. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. I'm signing out.